Welcome to Northern Perspective, episode 12. With elephant in the room, we did this, and our microphones didn't record. So Mayor MacDonald was kind enough to come back and do even though Lachlan MacDonald offered to do an overdub.
That would have been interesting.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe at some other point we can consider that. So this is the fourth of this calendar year for 2026. This is a debrief with context of North Glengarry April 13th and April 27th meeting. So today on Northern Perspective, we sit down with Mayor Jamie MacDonald to unpack both those meetings. So it included a proposed telecommunication tower in Alexandria. There were some zoning updates supporting housing flexibility, key infrastructure, and procurement decisions like road resurfacing and new public equipment. So there's also designation of a festival and updates to municipal policies. So welcome, Jamie.
Thank you.
So
Welcome.
So,
Glad to be here.
so we started the last one, and we talked about the hockey gods, and you giving up a few concessions, for this Habs win.
Yes, absolutely. And last night somebody posted because the Toronto Maple Leafs got the first round pick, and I said that's a very nice logo. So I'm trying my hardest to be nice to the hockey gods, and let's hope it continues this round. We start tonight, so
I'm sure there are some folks in Alexandria, some hardcore Leafs fans who will hold you to this.
Absolutely,
to this sort of.
I'll do it. I mean, for as long as I can.
for as long as you can. We'll see how Hopefully the Habs will push through, and and the hockey gods will be answering your prayers. Good stuff. Okay, so let's start our topics. So community living. It is May.
Yep.
And this is Inclusion Month. The community living is May is Community Living Month. So Council did proclaim May as Community Living Month, recognizing community living and promoting inclusion. So how is it important to formally recognize something like Community Living Month here in Glengarry?
Well, community living is such an important, group in our community, and the work that they do is second to none. We're happy to partner with them on some occasions, which we do with the run they do in September to raise funds and awareness, and. We also met on May 1st. We raised the flag on the township
Nice.
flagpoles. So it was great to have some of their clients there as well, and it's a feel good story, and a group that we're proud to be associated with.
Yeah, they've been around Glengarry for quite a long time.
Quite a while, yeah.
Quite a long time. So there's a telecommunication tower proposal in Alexandria. So this is a 40-meter telecom tower. And it did raise concerns, about proximity to homes and potential health impacts. So I believe that council deferred its decision to sort of make, sort of take a decision on this. So what were the concerns that led council to sort of defer this particular decision?
So it was unfortunate the person that was supposed to be there from the company, they just couldn't get the technology to work for them to be there remotely. So I would say that council was concerned about the distances that they had said in their report from houses. We were concerned about, if we're putting this tower up, what is the benefits to our community? And those, those answers weren't readily available for us. So, we have put it up. We have since gotten some answers. Rogers, through the Eastern Ontario Regional Network, have a deal to put up towers to improve cell service. So this tower would not be a Rogers tower. It would be it would have other providers on it. So providing better coverage for, for other people that have phones with other providers.
So the Bell and the TELUS.
Yeah, those kinds of
those
things.
other folks as well would sort of get some enhanced service as well.
Exactly. And, we did speak, in regards to the health issues, and, largely those have been debunked, and, we feel confident, moving forward in the future with
So
this.
where is this tower supposed to technically be?
Yeah, between the Butchers to Go and RVA Steel, so right in that area.
In that vicinity?
Yep.
Okay. So let's talk about road maintenance and some procurement strategies. Gravel resurfacing contract, it came in under budget, but we're very aware that with everything that's going on in the world right now, your dust suppressant tenders sort of seem to exceed expectations. So what does it mean coming in under budget, and with dust suppressant being on the rise? Is there
Yeah. So definitely, there are the world pressures right now. We're on the dust suppressant because there is an oil commodity being used in that. So we're looking. This happens every year. Something comes up, it comes over our budget, and something comes under budget, and we just manage that as best we can. Sometimes we, say in the paving contract, we've said we're going to do 10 kilometers of road. Well, then if we can only do 8, then we will only do 8. So we tend to try to balance the scale at all times so that we don't go over budget at the end of the year.
Okay. So it seems that the township approved a purchase for a new tandem plow truck. It's a plow truck being, I guess, for winter use.
Yep.
So is this particular investment, is this to replace a current truck, or is this to sort of enhance the snow removal services?
So it's to replace a truck from 2008
Okay.
with excessive kilometers and definitely starting to rust out.
Okay.
So it's to replace one of those trucks, and does it it's not to enhance service, but having a newer vehicle, there's less downtime with repairs and those kinds of things. So we're on a schedule now, so we know exactly what our purchases will be in the future, and it's the way that we should be budgeting, and so we know what's coming.
And how was we did have a hard winter this winter.
Yeah.
How was the snow budget for this winter? We have a hard time. We having a hard time with
Yeah.
this?
So we are definitely we definitely spent more than what we had anticipated. And then again, we'll wait and see what happens in November and December. That'll reflect. But at the end of the year, I think we'll be fairly close. And we do have, in a case of something like that, which is out of our control, we do have reserves for that. So.
Okay. So the high-speed rail, the Alto proposed rail system, there's a lot of rural advocacy for this. So, and council passed a formal resolution opposing the Alto Speed Rail project in its current form. So, what in your opinion, seem to be the biggest concerns about the Alto project in its current, in its current state from local perspectives?
So there's quite a bit of this is going to tear right through rural Ontario, and I feel that we will not see the benefits. We'll see short-term benefits of jobs, but those are short-term, and the long-term is going through great farming fields. I look in Prescott Russell, and regardless if it's coming through our area or not, I stand with my counterparts in Prescott Russell. We have the Alfred Bog and the LaRose Forest, and there's all these natural features that are protected, and we fear where it will go. Since our boondoggle of losing our
microphones. Yeah.
We did meet with Alto to express our our concerns, and definitely, what we're heering is, right now there's a 10-kilometer swath that they're looking at wide.
There's a lot of, it's very vague.
It's just very vague, and that's not going to be. We're not going to see where that till they move it to 1 kilometer swath.
Yeah.
will be, November, December. And, let's be honest, it'll probably be next year. So it's just leaving a lot of uncertainty in the community. And
Yeah.
I feel that the benefits really aren't there. I think we need to enhance via rail is the way to go. And that's part of what North Glengarry is worried about, is losing our service.
Is there something that would sort of, like, I know, right, we talked about sort of the opposition. Is there something that would need to change to sort of say, well, maybe this might be acceptable?
Well, I think they need to, it needs to go along the 417 corridor,
Okay.
where there's the Department of Highways own, several meters wide of the aside from the road itself.
Yeah.
I know there's, the argument there is there's a lot of turns, but, you can use raised rail to go over that, but at the end of the day, is it worth the money for, we have Porter Airlines, Air Canada that fly right into Billy Bishop Airport.
Yeah.
There are other modes to get there.
Yeah.
So.
And we had talked in our episode that we recorded, we had talked about what Mirabel did to a rural community far back, and where we are with Mirabel now with the big projects, and now they've ended up refurbishing the Montreal airport because and then again that community's still torn because of that.
For sure. Yep.
So
the legacy is still there, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've got a premonition. Things ain't gonna go my way. It's gonna break me down. Yeah, it's taking me day by day. I've got a bad feeling creeping up and down my spine. You're gonna leave me, honey, 'cause it's weighing heavy on my mind.
Okay. The community grants, you approved your second round of the second intake for the community grants, allocating the rest of the funds. So, what impacts do these particular community grants have on our community?
So I think they're really important. We have community groups that can't necessarily afford to put on some programming or whatever they're looking at it for. And it's a small way for the township to help these groups provide entertainment and events that are very good for our community. So I think it's really important for us to continue that, and we asked for them to give us a breakdown of what was spent at the end of the thing, how many people showed up, and so we take care of it on our side to make sure the money is being spent well. But again, we our community groups are
like, I know it's an election year, but is this something that probably is going to be continued?
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I mean, I can't speak for the next council, but it's something that's been going on for a long time, and I think it's something that will continue.
Okay. The Renaissance Festival was designated municipally significant. So, what does designating a festival such as this, what does it accomplish? What is the purpose of this?
Right. So, and I'm knowing what the next question is going to be. And I'll tie it all together with the Alcohol and Gaming Commission. Okay. This is something that they require now for someone to go and get a liquor license, that they can sell booze on their own. So that is what this committee wants to do. And so what we're seeing is, we had one again the previous month when we didn't know that this was going to be our responsibility. Okay. So they're changing a lot of their rules, and as we said, there was I can't remember the name of it, where people will be allowed to bring their own alcohol to an event. Those events are not licensed events are not included in that. Okay. It's somebody were putting on a wedding or a family reunion at the park, and they wanted to have booze there. They would apply just to get this kind of license.
So it makes the
allowing
red.
that.
So it cuts through the red tape.
Yeah, it's
a lot.
cutting through a lot of the red tape for those kind of things, and it also lets the municipality and the OPP know that these events are going on. So it's
So this is coming down from the province.
it's coming down from the province. So not that we're not happy that it is a significant event, because it is. It's been drawing bigger crowds every year, but it's really tied around the Alcohol and Gaming Commission.
Okay, so there were your financial reporting. You had a variance, your Q1 variance showed that you had that the township was in a stable financial position. From we're Q1, so we're already looking at something good. So, are there any? We talked about the weather, this winter, which was a little tougher. But are there any areas that council is watching closely as the year progresses that might be problematic for budget?
Yeah, so no red flags at this point, and we're very cognizant of the budget, and getting these quarterly reports is important for council to know where exactly we are, as opposed to getting to the end of the year and said, hey, by the way, we're in a $100,000 deficit in building and bylaw. So I think we're very proud of our managers and the work they do in keeping, watching their budgets, and if something goes over, then they spend less somewhere else. So it's important, and this is a good reminder for council for us to keep an eye on things like that.
Okay. And we touched on the telecom. So just to circle back to that, you had mentioned that there were some concerns over some 5G signals and whatnot. Is this the most major concern for the telecom sort of tower, or
I would think that's probably the major concern.
It's pretty much debunked.
Yes, I would say it's debunked, and that we have to move forward with technology, and this is just another step in the direction. This doesn't cost us anything, to provide better cell service for our residents.
Okay, so big picture. So it seems that especially from the Q1 report, everything is nicely on track. We are in an election year, of course. So what should residents expect moving forward through the summer, and especially fall? We had mentioned there's some projects going on,
Yeah.
and so what should they be looking out for?
Yeah, so I think definitely the Lagoon project is our biggest project.
It's on its way.
It's started. They're on site now. Secondly, because we came under budget, we're trying to get the environmental assessment done in Maxville for their lagoon,
Okay.
And being able to pay for both lagoons under the same pot of money that we got from
grant program.
the Ontario government. So that's one thing. Secondly, we'll be finishing up the environmental assessment for Main Street in Alexandria. That needs to get done. Very hopeful that this is a county road, so very hopeful that the counties will get this done hopefully next year. It is definitely a priority for the counties. So moving forward, also just some good things to look out for. We have the Meet Me on Main Streets.
Of course, yes.
In this year, they are in.
Which have been growing in popularity.
Yeah, for sure. Glen Robertson and Alexandria and Maxville and Apple Hill, I believe.
Dunvegan, I believe.
Oh, it's in Dunvegan. Okay, so I'm excited about those. They're great time for people to come out and meet their neighbors. So
Yeah, very good. Okay, well, that's pretty much it. Thanks for doing this again.
Yep,
You know,
no
it
problem.
does. It does. Things, technical difficulties do happen.
Yeah.
But finally, there's so it's an election year. I guess we invite folks to if they want to be part of the the political process to I guess nominations have been.
Yeah, nominations have started, I believe, last Friday. So if you're interested in running, go into to the municipal office. They'll help you out there. They'll give you what you need to register. You'll need 25 signatures from members of the community, and we're hoping that the political process works in North Glengarry.
Oh, it has in the past, and I'm pretty sure it's going to continue to work. Well, we want to thank you for everybody for coming in. Thanks for Jamie for doing this again. It's always, this is what Glengarry is all about. It's about sort of keeping an open mind, and also making sure that we're very transparent about, and saying very casual, very transparent about things. We want to thank our main sponsor, which is Glengarry Clothing Company. They're putting out some really interesting designs and reflecting of the culture of Glengarry. So go out to GlengarryClothingCo.com. That's their website. Go and check out their stuff. They have some really cool thing. We also want to thank you, the public, for tuning in and watching. We do have a lot of how can I say, we're pretty much matching what's being watched on your YouTube. So some people are opting for this debrief, which is really, really nice. And if you feel that you can come into the studio and help, or become a patron, or if you want to advertise on some of our displays, please feel free to reach us, at info@glengarrytv.com. That's the way best to reach us. Watch for our posts on social media. We try to put, all kinds of little surveys on there. We've had a couple little surveys, including our latest one, who makes the best poutine in Glengarry. So you can still contribute to that and throw in your 2 cents. Thank you, Jamie, for coming in. Always a pleasure.
Great, thank you.
And again, smash that subscribe button, for on YouTube. Make sure on YouTube it's at My Glengarry TV. We shall see you next month.
And don't forget, go Habs go.
Go Habs go. Okay, so that Jamie doesn't have to sort of.
So I don't have to grovel again.
Give up too many things. Thank
Great,
you.
Thank you.